If you've ever been to a concert of any genre, then you know that it's the lead singer's job to entertain the crowd and control the overall vibe. Of course, they do so with their voices, but they also do so with their bodies. Whether it be dancing, doing tricks with a microphone, or just taking arbitrary poses, all of these things are ways to more or less control the crowd. If you're familiar with Led Zeppelin, as I think a lot of people who follow this channel are, then you know that one of Robert Plant's signature moves was to hold the microphone away from his mouth and arch his back. However, this wasn't a natural act created for entertainment purposes. Rather, it was a deliberate tactic to hide his mistakes. Hey, I'm Michael Douglas. Welcome to this edition of Dr. Pundit, where we talk about music, not medicine. And Robert Plant's famous pose wasn't a natural act. It was a deliberate tactic to basically hide his insecurities, hitting certain notes. In addition to being an entertainer, lead singers surprisingly have to be lead singers. It's a persona. It's an art. There is an argument to be made about certain pop stars who lip sync during all their concerts. Though back in the day when concerts really weren't a spectacle but merely a concert, rock artists for the most part didn't do this, including Robert Plant. Singing and reaching the perfect notes in the studio is hard enough. Now imagine doing that in front of a couple thousand people live. Evidently, there is no redoing one's mistakes on stage, so you either had to get everything perfect or find ways to hide your errors. Robert Plant chose the latter, and that's where his signature pose came in handy. Regarding why Plant opted this strategy, he told the online publication Ultimate Classic Rock on a podcast episode from a few years back, quote, "I often didn't like that because I really didn't know whether I could hit the right pecking note. I'll go as far away from the microphone just in case it's not very good because you don't know sometimes." Plant used the example of the song Immigrant song because of the song's difficulty in hitting that high note. Plant stated, "If I had to sing Immigrant song every day, I probably would be like the laughing policeman. I'd be so big and probably fail so many times to get those notes up there in that call to arms, I'd be like Fatty Arbuckle probably. It just depends on how you go about what you do."
And on the vocal thing, I was listening to an interview by a voice specialist who was talking a lot about how singers use their voices and that difference between the kind of high-pitched voice and the huge voice. And they said it's interesting because I looked at a picture of you. Sometimes when you sing, you lean back, your kind of your body arches. Yeah. And this woman was saying, "Oh, that's whether conscious or not, that totally opens the chest up. It's a really brilliant singing technique."
It's a diaphragm thing.
Yeah.
I often did it like that because I didn't really know whether I could hit the right pecking note. So I was going as
it helps
far away from the mic as I could, just in case it's not very good. Because you don't know sometimes. But yeah, I mean, it's quite interesting the way that if you do add an overdrive to performance, then you get bigger.
The whole body becomes part of the instrument.
Yeah,
I guess.
But I mean, imagine being Gilles or Caruso or Pavarotti or somebody like that. You're in it and you're on it. I mean, if I had to sing Immigrant song every day, I would probably be looking like the laughing policeman because I'd be so big and probably fail so many times to get those notes up there in that call to arms that, it'd be like Fatty Arbuckle probably. I mean, it just depends on how you go about what you do.
There you have it. Robert Plant's pose was not a natural form of entertainment. Rather, it was a trick of the trade that he seemingly picked up years after performing live. Now, I would garner that probably at least 50% of people who know anything about Zeppelin probably knew that. But for the people who never knew that, I hope you were entertained by this episode.